everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Man, it feels so good to be sitting down, and you know what? I just thought I would film a chill get ready with me. I haven't done one of these in a while, and I just thought I would catch you up on all of what's been happening in August and September thus far. I thought I would make this into like a fun kind of like a recap of my experiences at different concerts that I went to, because I went to quite a few. Between August and the first week of September, I went to four concerts, basically within the span of a month, less than a month actually. So yeah, I thought I would take this opportunity to sit down and share with you my experiences. First of all, do we like this hair? I know it's actually fading. I have a color depositing mask in right now. You can kind of see like the red tones. It's Color Fresh Mask by Wella in copper. I actually plan on going like full copper in this month, so hopefully that goes to plan and we do that, and the next time I see you, maybe I will have different hair. But anywhoozy, without further ado, if you guys want to see me just chill, get ready, we can chat, hang out, do our makeup, then don't forget to please subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell so you know when I post. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. So I'm actually getting ready. It's a Saturday morning right now, and I'm getting ready to go to sort of a reunion, which I'm really excited about. It's a celebration, it's a reunion. I'm gonna see a lot of old friends I haven't seen in like decades, honestly, or a little over a decade. But these people are like my family forever. You know when you like form those bonds with people? They were all part of my swim team, which was like the most formative, like family-oriented group of people that I've ever had in my life outside of my own family. And you just know that they're like gonna be your family forever, you know what I mean? I'm starting out by priming my face with the Wet n Wild Impossible Primer. I need to get more of this stuff because it's so good. It basically is like the best all-in-one primer you could ask for. It's hydrating, it's silicone-free, but it's really smoothing. And yeah, I'm actually really happy with my skincare routine and my lash routine. I know I mentioned it in my last video, but like my Beige lash serum is my favorite thing ever. I'm still using my new deodorant. I'm using it right now. I actually want to go get maybe a new fall scent because they just launched their new fall line, and I'm very excited. So I think I might stop by Target at some point to get that. So for foundation today, it is summer, and I've not tanned literally all summer. When it gets to summertime, I'm usually pretty tan. However, this summer, I was looking at a video that just popped up on like my memories of last summer, and I was like much darker back then. I guess I haven't been spending as much time in the sun or, you know, whatever. So I'm not as tan as I could be. So this is gonna be a little bit dark for me. Oh, see, that's the problem with the stamp foundation. The pump always gets like clogged and stuff. I guess that's my bad, I should look. This is the Too Faced Born This Way Matte in the shade Warm Beige. And then I'm actually gonna add my favorite thing. You can see I use this a bunch. This is the LA Girl Pro Color Mixing Pigment, just a pump of white. And this, like Pro Color, the LA Girl Mixing Pigments are like the best tool, because I have like a cool one, you know, here that I use a lot for really warm foundations. And then I also have this from Catrice. You guys have seen me use this probably. This is the darkening version. I just love having these little like color enhancers because it makes your foundations a lot more versatile and wearable no matter what time of year it is, no matter how tan you are. So you can see that white applied just really evens out the pigment. And honestly, it's very arbitrary. I'm going with my Juno Co sponge. This is still one of my favorite sponges ever. And with this kind of sponge, instead of like dabbing it, typically I like to drag it because I feel like it's a more seamless application with this kind of material. It's like a velvety material, and it's super full coverage, and it just applies super seamlessly, which I love. Okay, so all of that makeup talk out. The first tour that I went to was Eras, which if you guys watched my last video, you saw the merch. I actually was just wearing this shirt all of this week. I do this thing where, because I'm working from home 3 days of the week, I'll cycle between 2 to 3 shirts. This is one of the shirts that I've been wearing this week. It's a WWE t-shirt of like a ref who's now in the Hall of Fame. And so I'll like cycle between 2 or 3 shirts. And that was a shirt that I was wearing a lot this week. So I love the Eras Tour merch. And so on August 7th, which was LA Night 4, my best friend Sabrina and I went to the Eras Tour. This was my second time going. I had previously gone to opening night in Glendale, Arizona. My other friend and I full sent it there. Literally, I did a whole video on that. I will link it below. And it was amazing. It was super, super exciting. And this show, I feel like, because I had a different vantage point. So in this show, I was sitting in the, I think it was C219 or 220, something like that. It was like a full frontal view of the entire stadium. And I picked that seat, or those seats deliberately, because when we went to opening night, I was on the side, like lower bowl on the side. So this time I was like the second tier up, facing more back, which was great. And so far it's great because there are ribbons, like a screen, like a ribbon of television screen, so you can like have a really, really great view, and Taylor chose to turn them on, which costs extra money apparently, but she did that so that every fan could have a really, really good view of what was happening. And I love that. Honestly, we stan. The thing is that I hadn't gotten a new contact prescription in like 3 years, okay? And I was like, oh my gosh, like I can't really see. So that was one of the things that I was like, I literally after that tour made an eye doctor appointment because I had 2 more concerts the following week, and I was like, I need to be able to see. Even with those screens, your girl was still struggling, okay? It was not great in that regard. However, I mean, I could still see pretty much everything. I just couldn't see her face. You know what I mean? Even on the screen, I couldn't see like the details of her face and whatever. But I would say too, like I felt like, you know, concert amnesia is like a very real thing. I felt like I was so present for this one. Like I didn't feel like I was blacking out and you know, couldn't remember stuff. Like I can vividly remember pretty much most moments if I think about it. And it was, so obviously Taylor's an artist in my life. I've been a huge Swiftie since the debut era. But for this particular show, I think because I watched the show basically every day on TikTok, like I don't want to say that it's not exciting. Please do not get me. I'm just trying to convey this. It wasn't novel to me, right? Like I didn't go there with the element of like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna cry because I'm not knowing what's next. I know every single costume change pretty much, although we did get the bronze dress, which was super exciting. We got the yellow dress, which you obviously know means surprise songs like Dress in Exile, which literally were fantastic. But I found myself like particularly like latching onto a couple different performances. I mean, trust me, like the first night I went, I was like, okay, I know my favorite performances are like Tolerate It, Fearless, obviously like Style with that live instrumental always hits, you know, Vigilante shit. And while everything was still so freaking phenomenal, like Taylor truly, you can feel that she gives it her 100, you know, when she's up on stage, even playing 6 nights at SoFi Stadium and every other day that she's done. But for some reason, like We Are Never really resonated with me this time. Like I loved My Tears Ricochet. I love The One. Like I love them all, but for some reason, like that night, those particular performances, like I felt like I was feeling the most, like All Too Well 10-minute version, and really just kind of stuck with me, like certain visuals from that performance, like engraved in my mind, seeing it live in the flesh from that particular vantage point. It was so amazing. And, you know, she, you know, the whole infamous, like not infamous, because I think that implies it's something bad, but the whole like Exile featuring Swifties thing was very much real and true. And I love that that is what TikTok picked up on, because we really were like screaming our heads off. I will say, speaking of screaming our heads off, I don't literally mean like to the point where you can't hear anything, but just a PSA, please. There was one girl behind us, and listen, disclaimer, I am all for, you know, I'm not giving Miranda Lambert here or the people in the Adele video who were like, you can't be standing up, and we're yelling at that guy that Adele had to defend, which she's a queen, we stan. I fully believe, and I am that person at concerts who's up, who's dancing, who's thrashing, who's singing, who's literally, I'm the person who does not sit down the whole 3.5 hours. I do not sit down during intermission. I'm not saying that as a flex. I do not sit down during costume changes. Like, I just love the energy of it all, and I am there up and about for the entire thing. However, there's a difference, I think, between that and enjoying versus like deliberately, attention-seekingly, like screaming, like bloody murder. You would think somebody was attacking you, and you just hear it in the back of the videos, and it ruins everyone's experience. And there was a couple, like, so my friend and I were on the aisle, and there was a couple behind us, and the girl, it was like the girl and then the guy, and then the girl who I'm mentioning now, who was screaming like, "There's something that," but like not even like singing remotely, just screaming. You could tell she was screaming because she just wanted to scream and kind of cause that, so to speak, which is not really my vibe. And of course, like, I don't want, and I wasn't that person who was like, "Hey, like, can it?" Like, as much as I like fucking wanted to be sometimes, and everybody in our section kind of knew it, like, you know. But again, you're entitled to live your experience the way you want to be. I don't want to call you out for it, but just have a little bit of self-awareness and concert etiquette that you can sing along and very much enjoy it and be all in without going out of your way to scream and thus potentially ruin the experience for everyone else around you. Just saying, as you thought of, maybe a little bit consideration there would be fantastic. But other than that, 10 out of 10, she was amazing. It was a 3.5-hour show. And yeah, like, I've never spent more money on a concert ticket. And I keep telling people this, and they look at me like I'm crazy. And I'm like, listen, y'all are having your European summers. Y'all are doing what you're doing. Let me do this, okay? I'm not really traveling much. The only place I went to this summer was Portland for my sister's wedding. This was a summer of concerts for me, okay? And they were worth it. Something about live music. By the way, I'm applying ColourPop blush stick in, I think this is the shade Aloha. This is like a limited edition one. I think it's so old, but the blush that's from ColourPop still slay. And then because I'm extra, I'm gonna mix a little bit of Merit Beauty and Fox because it's like a really beautiful, deeper tone. I'm just gonna pat that directly on top. Oh wait, I have to go move my washer dryer stuff. I'll be right back.
A few moments later.
I'm gonna take the Essence Brighten Banana Powder. This is my favorite. I just opened this. Also, if there's any new makeup that you guys are obsessed with, let me know. Like, I don't really do huge hauls anymore, but I still do go and buy stuff one-off. Like, I was in Ulta the other day, picked a couple random stuff up. I ordered some random stuff from them as well in the mail, online, that's what I mean. By the way, going with the Wet n Wild PhotoFocus Translucent Powder, my favorite affordable powder on a velour puff. Blackpink was the concert I was most excited for. And before you come for me, I'm a baby Blink, okay? I became obsessed with Blackpink after Coachella. I think everyone did. And I think because I was such a little mix girly that I wasn't really into Blackpink. I knew they were popular. I knew their sounds were trending on TikTok. I knew they did Coachella in 2019, but I didn't really listen to their music because I feel like I loved Little Mix. And not that you can't listen to both, obviously, but I was like, that was my girl group, you know what I mean? And then Little Mix disbanded, I think 2 years ago, and I have like a little girl group. I love a good girl group. I love a bunch of like talented women like coming together and just, you know, just killing it. Literally gives me life. So when I saw them at Coachella, I'll never forget seeing them, their weekend one, Jennie's iconic, like, "Let me hear you fucking scream," which, by the way, we got that in LA. Thank you, God. It was the best. I was most excited for that show because, like I said, I've already seen Taylor, and yes, Taylor's probably the only artist I would spend that amount of money on like resale tickets, like Hunger Games for, because she's the artist of my life. But because Blackpink was so new and exciting to me, like, I had never been to a Blackpink show. Like, I was so excited to kind of see like them perform for the first time, like, to me, like, live, and experience that like magic. And all of their songs are bangers. Like, all of their songs are bops. Like, it's all about choreo and just like everything is so good. All the members have like 70 to 90 million followers on Instagram, which is just insane. I mean, go pop the frick off. They have like, they're huge in their own right. They have massive brand deals, and they're the ambassadors of all these like fashion luxury houses. They're just killing it, and it makes me honestly so proud also as like an Asian to just see girls like that, minorities, let alone Asian females, be able to fucking kill it in that space. Like, it really makes me happy. And also I think that's why I'm also like such a huge stan. So with that being said, I went to Blackpink at Dodger Stadium. Wait, sorry. Well, okay, we're gonna skip over Drake because I forgot about Drake. I was so excited to talk about Blackpink. Drake was actually the Monday. So Taylor was August 7th. Drake was 2 weeks directly after that. On Monday, what is that, August 21st? Yeah, 21st. And then Blackpink was August 26th, that Saturday. So let's talk about Blackpink really quickly first. My friend Erica and I went, she's also a Blink. We decided to go. And it was everything, okay? Easiest concert outfit to pick out because I already knew like what I wanted to give and what the vibes are. And I mean, it's a pretty easy dress code or you know, you don't really have to think too hard about what you want to do. It's not giving like Eras Tour, like what era am I gonna go? No, like literally just show up in black and pink and you're gonna slay. So there were actually super cute fans that made like, they were passing out little freebies, like we got little clips, we got little like trading cards that had like different like biases on them. So if you don't know what a bias is, basically it's like your favorite. And I love all the girls, truly love each of them. My bias I think is like Rosie, and she's also kind of the most underrated and also the least followed, but I love her. I think it's because I resonate so much with her. Like I also love to sing, I love like playing guitar, like I love her, but literally each one of them kills it, okay? So yeah, they gave out little like trading cards and like with like biases on them, and the one that I happened to get was Rosie, which I thought was so apt and so cute. I was like, how did you know? And they made like little friendship bracelets. Mine said On the Ground. My friend said Now I'm Going Solo because it's Jenny's solo song, and my Rosie's solo song or one of hers is On the Ground. That was just like 2 hours of like pure bliss. Like we got there, they're playing all the music videos before they come on, and the set list is just fire, no skips, perfectly executed. Choreo, I'm just in awe every time of watching any artist, like let alone a choreo focused group where every single move is choreoed, like Blackpink's, to just execute it as flawlessly as they do and memorize all of it. Like I'm sure it's muscle memory at this point, but it's still so like awe-inspiring, and I have so much respect for dancers and like artists and musicians who do that because it's just like fucking crazy. Yeah, well, you know what? I'm gonna do my brows. I will say the one like fucked up thing about that concert was that none of my videos saved, except for maybe at the very end when I realized, holy shit, these are not saving to my phone, because when I would go to look at a previous one, I just so happened to catch this, they were all gray. And I was freaking out. I went home after and I was like researching like, how do you like recover lost videos? I downloaded apps. I tried to like plug it into like different video services to help fix corrupt videos. And of course, none of it worked. It's just such a travesty, because if anything, like that is the one show that I wanted videos for. And also too at Taylor, like I didn't really take any videos except for like the surprise songs and then No Body, No Crime because Haim was there. But I didn't really take many videos at all because I had my videos from opening night. I had the luxury of already having like those videos. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna fully be immersed in the moment. I think that's why I was able to remember a lot more. But you know what? It's fine. I still had the best time ever. Thankfully, Erica's videos did not have an issue. So she was able to send me some of hers. And the girls' like energy and charisma and their friendship, it's just so beautiful to watch. And also because it was the last day of the US Encore tour, they were emotional. They had their little speeches. It was so freaking cool, and honestly just blessings, like true blessings. Hearing Shutdown live and Pink Venom live and like all of those songs just made me so happy. The energy was 10 out of 10. And yeah, we got really good outfits. We got the iconic Coachella intro. If you are a Blink, please tell me what your favorite songs are. I truly love them so much. I will say, sorry, one other thing about Blackpink is that my other beef with them, they didn't sing Kill This Love, okay? And I don't know why. Like, why would you remove that from the set list? And I think they actually had, when they started this like last run of their like US shows, the encore shows, they removed it from the set list. And I'm like, that is one of your biggest songs. If not, maybe not your biggest, but definitely top 3 to 5. And you're just gonna take it away from us like that? Like, come on. I wanted to see those Jen Lisa body rolls in person, okay? Using my NYX brow glue now. I've been changing the way I fill in my brows a little bit. I'm letting my brows grow out because they were once upon a time like too thin. I haven't gotten them done in months because like I said, I'm trying to grow them out and repair them a little bit. Okay, so while I wait for that to dry before I apply my second brow gel, I am going to apply a little bit of eyeshadow. I'm gonna take this Mulan palette. I still love this palette. It's got so many like fun neutral shades, and I don't want to do anything too crazy. I'm gonna start by taking the shade Honor. I'm just gonna like just do a one and done look. So I'm just gonna put that in my crease. Anyway, Blackpink was freaking amazing, 10 out of 10. I know they're doing their final show in Seoul, and they're probably not gonna tour for a minute, at least until their new album comes out, which hopefully it does soon in the next year or so, I don't know. But I love the girl so much, and yeah. So going back in time to Drake, Drake was actually like a last minute thing. My mom called me and she's like, hey, I have tickets, like, do you wanna go? And I was like, yes. So I brought my, one of my really good friends, Brandy, and we went, and because she loves Drake, and we had such a good time. He was playing at Crypto, which if you're an LA native, you don't call it Crypto, you call it Staples Center, because that's what it will be forever and always. I'm gonna take a little bit of strength and just apply that basically directly all over the eye. So Drake was actually such a good show. I am not like a huge Drake fan. I love some of his songs. Like I love his more like songy songs. The production honestly shocked me. And not that it shocked me, but like I have such a high standard because I just come from seeing the Eras tour, and we all know that production's literally insane, and that's done in the stadium. So seeing what he was bringing to life in Crypto, let alone, I don't want to sound sexist, but like a male, because trust me, I love a male artist, okay? I love Post Malone, but typically when you go, they don't do like costume changes. They don't really pull out all the stops like a female has to. Drake, no, he had like 3 costume changes at Slade, or 2 costume changes. I'm applying a little bit of this Defiant black glittery shade on my upper lash line. And then on my lower lash line, I'm gonna put a little bit of True. It's like this dark brown, just ever so slightly on the outer corners. If you want your eyes to look bigger, don't drag your, unless you're doing like a dramatic look, don't drag your lower lash shadow all the way in. Kind of stop in the middle of your pupil, like halfway, like that, and it'll just kind of leave them nice and open. So anyway, Drake's performance was amazing. He had like a lot of props, like things that were flying in from like a secondary stage. He had like a statue of Virgil, and then random things that would like fly in and circulate over his main stage in the middle, because he performed like in the middle of the arena. Like it's not giving like here's one side and then everyone like, you know, watches you from around. It's like everyone watches you from literally all around. So it's like a 360 kind of like seating arrangement, which I think is super cool. And I know Ed Sheeran does that, and a lot of artists do this so they can maximize like the attendance and the number of people who can come. His energy was like on 10 the entire time. I was so stoked. It was so much fun. 21 Savage also was there, and his set was super fun too. And I just remember like everyone was so lit. Like the whole audience was just like feeding off each other's energy. And the mixes that he was doing was really, really good. You know, really good transition. Also, this particular night, he started late. I think the building, he had said there was something happening with the building that made him go on late. And so I think the curfew was like 11 or something, typically for the show. But he was like, I'm gonna have to go over. So he played until midnight. Like literally, he played from like 10 p.m. to like midnight. And also, the night that I was there, LeBron and Bronny were there and like walked him out. The girl next to me was giving the girl behind me at Taylor. Like I said, you always have those certain individuals. But you know what? You could tell she was a huge Drake fan. And since I'm obviously not as big of a Drake fan, like I was like, okay, you know what? Like I'm really not in a position to judge or tell her to pipe down. Not that I would anyway, but my favorite song that I was most excited to see on the set list was One Dance. I do covers of it on my guitar all the time. I actually really love playing that song acoustically, because the melody like, I need one dance, got a Hennessy in my hand. I like love that so much. And he does that song like when he comes from his like B stage set, which is him basically like at the DJ booth. He does like remixes and certain things. It's pretty cool of his songs. And he does that as he's like leaving that to get back onto the main stage. It's like a transitionary song. And I was filming it, and the girl next to me just hear her voice. I'm like, I can't hear Drake. That's the thing, like sing please as loud as you can, but when it interferes with what I can hear and what my video hears, that's what I have a little bit of beef with. But anywho, it was a great night. I am so happy I went. Shout out to my mom for getting me those tickets. It was fantastic, and Brandon, I had a fun time. I'm gonna actually apply a second layer of brow gel. This is the e.l.f. I love this brow gel too. This is, what is this? The Wow Brow And I love how small the wand is, and it's not super duper saturated and heavy, so it's great to apply like a finishing layer, which is what I'm doing. The mascara I'm gonna go in today with is the Tower 28 Make Waves mascara. This is what she looks like. She's super cute. The Babe Lash Gel. The Babe Lash Serum is lash seruming, okay? It is fire. I might like it even more than Grande because, like I've said in the previous video, you apply, it's like a two-step kit, or you don't have to buy in a two-step kit. I just wanted to so I could really like reap the full benefits. But basically, there's like a serum that you apply at night that really promotes growth. And then there's a conditioning serum or conditioner that you apply in the morning that kind of promotes like fullness, and it makes your like lashes darker or your lash line look darker or something like that. The final concert I went to, it was just this past week, or no, yes, was it a week ago? No, it was a week and a half ago. Oh my God, time is still flying. Was Beyonce. I went to Queen Bee. I saw Queen Bee for the first time again. It was another surprise from my mom. Shout out to my mom for hooking it up. But again, I took Sabrina because, funny story about that, I knew I had to take her because she went to Coachella the year that Beyonce was supposed to headline in 2017 before I think she got pregnant and then had to pull out, and then she ended up headlining and doing Homecoming the next year, and that was the year that Gaga performed. And funnily enough, I've taken now Sabrina to both Gaga and Beyonce, so it was kind of a full circle moment. And I knew, I was like, listen, I know that you need justice for not seeing Beyonce that year. If you had never seen her, I had never seen her either, but I obviously know like she is the it girl. Like, there is not a world that Beyonce is overrated in. I'm sorry. Just because somebody is highly acclaimed and popular, maybe stop and think, oh, they're that way for a reason, okay? And I fully believe there are people who are overrated. There are things that are overrated for sure. However, Beyonce is not one of them. And when you see her live, I guarantee that'll change your mind, okay? Because she kills it. Again, production, SoFi Stadium, it was amazing. And people also need to stop comparing Taylor and Beyonce because again, they're the two biggest like solo female headlining acts touring right now, selling out stadiums left and right. Like, they're completely different artists. Like, Beyonce's always been more of like a dancer vocalist. Taylor is more of a songwriter, like instrumental artist. Like, and they incorporate different elements of everything into their shows, but their wheelhouses are completely different. So it's like apples and oranges. Like, the only thing they have in common really is that they're both incredibly successful, like pioneer musicians in their field. I'm gonna say that. So anywho, I went to Beyonce the night before her, or no, not the night before. I went to Saturday night, so it was her second night. And it was just everything and more. I was on the verge of tears the entire time. I'll insert a video of my friend and I.
My parents who I love you used to hate
Because her transitions were also freaking insane. The whole time I was just in awe, like, I cannot believe Beyonce's right there. I cannot believe I'm witnessing this woman perform. I'm so blessed, I'm so lucky. And literally, like, Sabrina would look over and, you know, be like holding tears in because it was that surreal to me. By the way, going in with Morphe Soulmate lip liner. Just for good measure, I'm just going to lay down a bit of this matte shade. This is Urban Decay Carnal. Just so that when the lip gloss fades, there's a little bit of something on there. And then because it is fall, I am going to go in with the Ultra Glossy Lip by ColourPop in the shade Are We Done? And this is super pigmented and actually lasts a really long time. This is my favorite kind of shade, my favorite kind of lip. And then to blend everything together, I'm just gonna take a brush and just kind of pat that in. Beyonce was insane. Blue Ivy came out and she got like such a long ovation. Mute challenge, not as good as night 3, okay? I know night 3 was her birthday show, so everyone showed up and showed out. However, I thought my section was actually pretty good. I was in VIP 111 and everyone knew what was up, okay? Everyone knew what to do, so no complaints there. But I know as a whole, like, everyone was like, oh, it wasn't as giving as Atlanta or, you know, thereafter, like LA Night 3. One of my favorite things about live music, and actually I think my favorite thing, is that you can see all the videos you want, but when you experience it in person as if the artist is there to sing to you and they are singing to you, it just makes the experience so much more special. Like you hear their voice with your own 2 ears. Like it's insane. I'm gonna set my face down with the LA Girl setting spray. By the way, I will say as a concert hack, bring a portable van. I had mine on basically the whole time during Blackpink and Beyonce. It was so worth it, especially if you're at an outdoor arena or a venue that doesn't really have AC or it's not circulating all the time and it's still hot. 10 out of 10 would recommend. I talked about it in my last video, but it's like my pink portable handheld fan, and I would fan my friends and it was so worth it. But anyway guys, that was it for this like chatty kind of get ready with me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you've been at any concerts recently. Let me know your thoughts on any of the shows that I went to. Did you go to any of those nights? I would love to know. I have to get going, but thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you did, and hopefully I will see you in my next one. Mwah. Bye.